Okay, so let's be real for a second. We've all been there, right? You get this burst of motivation, you swear this is the month you're going to save money, and then a new, shiny, absolutely fascinating idea comes along. Suddenly, that savings plan is ancient history. So, let's build a system that actually works with your brain, not against it.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. That late-night rabbit hole where you convince yourself you absolutely need a 3D printer or every single supply for watercolor painting, like right now. Look, you're not alone, and it's not a character flaw. This whole explainer is about creating a financial safety net that's strong enough to survive even our most intense hyper-focus moments.
So it's willpower isn't the answer. What is? Well, the truth is, the hardest part about saving for us isn't the math. It's executive dysfunction. Our brains are literally wired to seek out novelty and immediate rewards. That means trying to brute force our way through saving is a losing battle. We need a smarter system.
And this all leads to something many of us are painfully familiar with, the ADHD tax. It's that late fee on a bill you just forgot, the subscription you meant to cancel 3 months ago, and the big one, the crushing credit card debt you have to take on when your car breaks down. An emergency fund isn't just savings, it's your #1 shield against this tax.
I'm going to say this again because I really need you to hear this. Struggling to save money is not a moral failing. It does not mean you are bad with money. It means you need a different system, one that's actually designed for how your brain works. So it's time to let go of the guilt. The solution here is a better system, not more shame. All right, so what does this magical system actually look like? It all starts with one simple core principle. Out of sight, out of mind. We're going to build a fund that's intentionally a little bit annoying to get to, especially for those everyday impulse buys.
And this brings us to your new best friend, friction. Think about it. If you see your savings balance every single time you open your checking account app, your brain just sees a big pot of available money. But by putting it in a totally separate bank, you create a barrier. That extra step, having to log into a whole different app, that's often just enough friction to stop an impulse in its tracks.
And this is where that separate account needs to live. Please do not just open a regular savings account. You want a high-yield savings account or an HYSA. I mean, just look at that difference in APY. That's not a rounding error. That's the difference between your money just sitting there and your money actively making you more money. It's literally free cash.
So where do you find one of these? Well, companies like Wealthfront, Marcus, and Ally are super popular for a reason. They're almost always online only, which gives us that perfect separation we just talked about. Plus, they have great apps, and their interest rates are consistently way higher than traditional banks.
Now let's talk about the absolute most powerful part of this whole strategy. This is the real game changer. This is the step that takes your memory, your mood, and your willpower completely out of the equation. We're going to build an automation engine. Here's the core philosophy. Consistency is kryptonite for an ADHD brain. If you have to rely on yourself to remember to move money over every payday, you're setting yourself up to fail. Automation solves this. It's a gift you give to future you that present you doesn't have to do any of the work for.
And I'm not kidding. You can do this in the next 2 minutes. Just open your regular banking app, find the button for transfers, and look for something that says schedule or recurring. Pick your new high-yield savings account and then set an amount. Seriously, start with $10. The amount doesn't matter as much as the action. Set it for every week or every payday. And boom, you're done. That one small action is more powerful than 100 hours of trying to budget perfectly.
Okay, so we've built the system. But now for the next hurdle. How do we get our brains to actually like doing this? Saving can feel, well, boring, and our brains crave rewards. So we have to turn this into a game and give ourselves those little dopamine hits we're wired to look for.
First rule, forget about saving 6 months of expenses for now. That goal is way too big, it's too abstract, and it's not going to give you that satisfying "I did it" feeling anytime soon. Your first mission is to save a $1,000 starter fund. That's it. It's a tangible goal you can actually hit, and trust me, it will feel like a massive win when you do.
Now, a big question is, okay, but what if I have a ton of credit card debt? Totally valid. But look at the chart. The #1 priority is always to get that $1,000 starter fund first. Why? Because that $1,000 is the firewall that stops you from having to take on more debt the next time an emergency pops up. Once you have that buffer, then you can go to war with any high-interest debt.
This right here, this is your new mantra. Do not wait for the perfect budget.
Don't wait until you get a raise. A messy, automated $10 a week savings plan that starts today is infinitely better than a perfect plan that you never actually start. Progress over perfection every single time.
So why are we doing all this? What's the real point? It's not about the numbers in your bank account. It's about what those numbers actually buy you, and that's something far more valuable: genuine peace of mind. This system buys you protection. It's the ability to hear a weird noise from your car and not have a full-blown panic attack. It frees you from that awful cycle of swiping a credit card for every little emergency. It puts you back in control. We talk a lot about self-care, right? Well, this is it. This is buying yourself the feeling of safety.
Let's be crystal clear about this. The goal is not to become some financial robot who never makes an impulse purchase again. That's not realistic. The goal is simply to be protected. It's about having a buffer that lets life be a little messy without turning into a total catastrophe. You deserve the security of knowing a flat tire won't ruin your entire month. You don't need a different brain to be good with money. You just need a system that respects the brain you already have. That small 2-minute automated transfer you set up today is a massive gift to your future self. I promise you, they're going to be so relieved you did this.
So, my final question is for you. Right now, while it's fresh in your mind, before the next shiny thing grabs your attention, what's that first automated transfer gonna be? $5? 50? The amount doesn't matter nearly as much as the action. So go start that engine, right now.